Welcome back to Timeless Self-Discovery, where we dive deep into timeless wisdom to uncover lessons that transform our modern lives. Have you ever faced expectations that felt limiting, even if well-meaning, or had a moment where what was expected didn't align with what felt right? For centuries, one answer to these challenges lay in a code, a way of life called Bushido, the way of the warrior. Bushido was more than just a set of rules for the samurai. It was a path to honor, discipline, and loyalty, forming the backbone of samurai culture. But not every samurai followed this path in the same way. Consider Miyamoto Musashi, perhaps the most famous swordsman in Japanese history. While Bushido preached loyalty and honor, Musashi walked a different road. He chose independence over duty, practical skill over lofty ideals, and forged his own way to mastery. His life wasn't about proving himself to others, but finding strength and self-reliance in his own path. Musashi challenged the very essence of what it meant to be a warrior. In this video, we'll dive deep into Musashi's philosophy, uncovering how his unique approach to life and combat stood apart from the Bushido code. But more importantly, we'll explore how Musashi's insights can help you navigate today's challenges, rivalries, and inner battles. So let's begin. To understand Musashi's approach, we first need to understand Bushido, the way of the warrior. Bushido was more than just a guide for battle. It was a guide for life, defining loyalty, courage, respect, and honor. Imagine dedicating yourself so completely to another person, a lord or superior, that your life becomes an extension of their will. Your loyalty isn't a choice, but a duty that shapes every action. To a samurai, honor and duty could even surpass the value of life itself. Bushido also demanded a warrior's heart, one that remained calm and steadfast, regardless of the situation. Battles were fought not just on the field but within, as samurai strived to uphold their honor in every moment. Yet this commitment came at a cost. A samurai's path was strict and unyielding, a bond of unity for the warrior class, but also a limitation on individuality. For many samurai, Bushido's structure brought order, strength, and purpose. But then there was Musashi, a man who, though raised in this tradition, refused to conform to its rigid lines. Miyamoto Musashi wasn't just a samurai. He was a ronin, a masterless warrior, unbound by the traditional expectations of Bushido. From a young age, Musashi lived outside the norms. Instead of pledging loyalty to a master, he embraced independence, dedicating himself to self-mastery. Musashi famously said, "It is difficult to understand the universe if you only study one planet." For him, life and combat were a constant cycle of learning, adapting, and growth. Musashi's victories in over 60 duels didn't just stem from his skill. They came from his relentless commitment to his own path. He didn't need a lord to define his honor or his purpose. Imagine facing a challenge and leaning not on anyone else, not on rules or society's expectations, but solely on your own resolve. This was the essence of Musashi's way. In life, he reminds us that real strength comes from within. In today's world, where we are constantly told who to be and how to act, Musashi's self-reliance teaches us to trust in our own power and intuition. So, what set Musashi apart from other samurai? Musashi's way differed from Bushido in key aspects that shaped his philosophy as a warrior. For most samurai, loyalty was the cornerstone of honor, sometimes even more important than life itself. They committed themselves entirely to their lords, finding purpose in service and obedience. But Musashi's approach was different. He devoted himself solely to his own growth, choosing independence over traditional loyalty. He saw loyalty as something personal rather than imposed, and instead of living to serve another, he lived to master his own path. Musashi teaches us that while loyalty is valuable, our ultimate responsibility is to our own integrity and self-development, even when that path isn't what others expect. Musashi also valued adaptability over Bushido's rigid adherence to honor-bound actions. Samurai adhering to Bushido would often make choices based on a strict sense of honor, even when it could put them at a disadvantage. Musashi, however, saw that survival and success often required a flexible approach. In his famous duel with Sasaki Kojiro, he delayed the fight to unnerve his opponent and gain the upper hand. Musashi wasn't bound by tradition. Instead, he adapted to each situation as it came. His choices teach us that there is strength in adapting and thinking creatively, especially when faced with difficult situations. Musashi's way wasn't about blindly following rules, but about crafting his own path to victory. Finally, where Bushido valued ideals like courage and loyalty, Musashi focused on practical skill. For him, mastery wasn't just about honorable intentions, it was about honing real abilities. His victories and reputation were the result of relentless practice, self-discipline, and a commitment to practical improvement. Musashi's life is a reminder that ideas are powerful, but they only become meaningful when put into action. Bushido's ideals are inspiring, but Musashi's approach challenges us to turn those ideals into practical steps. His path suggests that we should seek real progress and tangible growth, putting our ideals to the test in daily life. Musashi's writings reveal his beliefs in concepts like the Fudoshin, or the immovable mind. For Musashi, resilience was foundational. Where Bushido warriors restrained emotions for honor's sake, Musashi's resilience was rooted in survival and self-mastery. This immovable mind allowed him to face life's challenges with calm determination. He also taught the way of the sword, seeing his weapon as an extension of himself. Musashi's way of the sword was about refining one's skill as an expression of self-reliance, not for honor, but for inner mastery. This way of life encourages us to seek calm and stability within, to master ourselves as the source of true strength. While Bushido warriors lived honor-bound lives, Musashi invited them to see beyond their roles. His philosophy challenged the samurai to think critically and pursue self-mastery over mere loyalty. His book, The Book of Five Rings, wasn't just a manual for fighters. It was a guide for anyone striving for mastery in their own life. It's a reminder that our greatest teacher isn't society, it's ourselves, through dedication, growth, and self-reliance. Musashi's approach invites us to view life as an opportunity to grow beyond society's expectations and focus on the path to personal mastery. How can we bring Musashi and Bushido into our daily lives? Their wisdom offers timeless guidance on resilience, adaptability, and personal strength. Bushido's emphasis on courage and integrity reminds us to live by our values. Musashi's teachings show us the power of self-reliance and adaptability. Life is full of unexpected battles. Sometimes the greatest struggles are within us. Musashi and Bushido both teach us to balance the values that ground us with the adaptability that allows us to thrive. In today's world, we need both. Miyamoto Musashi and Bushido teach us to live with purpose and strength, though their paths were different. Musashi's way reminds us that true strength isn't in rigid codes or expectations. It's in resilience, in self-mastery, and in daring to be different. Musashi's life shows that you don't need validation from others to find greatness. His victories and his wisdom are testaments to the strength of self-reliance. In the end, Musashi's journey wasn't about proving himself to others, but about mastering himself. His legacy teaches us that the way of the warrior is not limited to swords or battles. It's about courage, adaptability, and the power of self-discovery. His life shows us that we each have the power to define our own path, to find inner strength, and to forge a life rooted in resilience and self-mastery. Musashi's teachings, like Bushido, continue to inspire us today, challenging us to balance integrity with flexibility and, most importantly, to be warriors in mastering ourselves. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery. If you found value in today's episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.